Today I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the Festival of Fun Series 1 NFTs. But is this drop terrible timing? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first official video in the brand new studio. Today we're going to be talking about the Festival of Fun Series 1 NFTs, and they're actually releasing today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So set your reminders in case you forgot that this drop is actually happening today. So we're going to go through this really quick. I'm going to give you my breakdown, my thoughts, and my overall rating score of this NFT release, and hopefully this video helps you make an informed decision later on if you end up buying packs or if you end up sitting this one out, which is actually completely okay given the circumstances, which we're going to dive into for the issues surrounding the timing of this drop. So let's get into it. The first thing that we have to talk about in regards to the Festival of Fun Series 1 NFTs is that we are actually getting our third ever Mythic pack, which makes this NFT release just a little bit extra special and very exciting. So the Mythic pack is a little bit pricier, of course, but it does come with some good bang for your buck. So for $130, you are guaranteed, if you score one of these packs, to get one of the 499 piece Proto as Nutcracker 10-inch pop. This pop is beautiful. I love this figure. I love how it's designed. I think it's actually very appropriate that it is a 10-inch pop, considering there's a lot of nutcrackers that are often displayed as bigger figures, especially around Christmas time. So I think that it's okay that it is a 10-inch pop. I know that's going to scare some people off because a lot of people have run out of space, so they don't have the space that a 10-inch figure demands these days. But for $130, that is the first issue that I've seen a lot of collectors complain about, because not a lot of people have an extra $130 right now because of the timing with this drop being so close to Christmas. I mean, we are only 8 days out. A lot of people just don't have any extra room in their budgets, rightfully so. We have seen a massive Black Friday sale holiday season that we have really never seen before. They were certain companies and a lot of retailers were advertising record sales and crazy discounts as far back as pretty much November 1st. As soon as Halloween was over, man, I was seeing promotions all over the place for Black Friday sales and deals and doorbusters, and we even took advantage. We bought a lot of things that we were not planning on buying. So I completely understand that a lot of people out there just don't have a lot of extra money right now in their budgets to go after an NFT set, because on top of all these crazy deals, you have people buying Christmas gifts, which is something that happens every single year. This time of the year is very expensive, especially if you're part of a big family, or if you're buying gifts for coworkers, you're buying gifts for friends, you're going to holiday parties, you're part of Christmas swaps. I mean, the list just goes on and on. If you're traveling for the holidays, that's extra expenses. So I can completely understand why there's going to be some people that are really upset that they can't participate in this drop because this Mythic pack is just a little bit out of reach. However, we're going to continue on though. I am going to try to grab one of these, but I will definitely let you guys know I am also one of those people who is feeling the pinch, as there is not much room left in our budget either. I do think that this pop is awesome, and with it being the third Mythic, I think this is going to sell out rather quickly. If you guys recall, the previous Mythic pack that we got was for Funko Series 2. We got the first ever Freddy and Franny 2-pack, and that Mythic pack sold out in about a minute. So I don't know if this one's going to sell out in a minute, but I definitely think it's going to sell out in, I'm going to say 3 minutes. I think this one is going to go pretty fast. But let's talk about the beautiful Christmas train that is the highlight, the centerpiece of this Festival of Fun Series 1 NFT set. And I gotta say, this is the first of its kind, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you want to get one of these redeemables, or if you want to get all 5 of these, you're going to have to either buy the Mythic pack, which does come with 29 cards in addition to that guaranteed 10-inch Proto, or you're going to have to buy one of the 16,000 standard packs at $10 each, or one of the 14,000 premium packs at $30 each. Now, with the premium pack, you get a little bit more bang for your buck because you're getting 15 cards instead of the standard pack. You're only getting 5 cards, so it you know, increases your chances of pulling a redeemable. 30,000 packs plus the mythic pack. We will talk about if this is going to sell out later in the video, but let's talk about this beautiful train right here. You've got 2 Freddys, 2 Frannies, and technically 2 Protos, because you've got a little bonus Proto with one of these redeemables. But a big issue that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about and be slightly upset about is the fact that the Franny riding the reindeer here is the Grail, and it actually indicates something highly critical with this set. With this being an all limited piece train, there will only ever be a maximum of 999 people to have this complete set, which I think is very exciting for our collecting space, but I can also understand a lot of people being upset because there is going to be a lot of people who have part of this train or one of these train cars and not the rest of the set. So let's take a look at the Franny right here. She's sitting side saddle on the reindeer. I think she looks great. She's got the Santa hat and the Christmas getup in her boots. I really like this one. I think it's awesome. It's the caboose of the train, and overall, I am all about Franny Funko. Give me as many Frannies as possible, and considering that Franny debuted here in 2024, they really haven't given us that many. So I think this scratches the itch of a lot of people who are trying to be Franny complete, and I believe this would now be the most limited Franny that we've ever gotten. We didn't get one for New York Comic Con, we got the one for San Diego Comic Con, we got a couple NFT releases, but I think this is either tied or this is the most limited Franny that we've ever gotten. Let's talk about the second Franny here, Franny as the Ice Skater. Now, this one is coming in at 1,900 pieces. It's a little bit more unique because it's not just your standard flesh tone Franny dressed up as a character. She's actually all translucent as if she's made of ice. So it's kind of like a, you know, Franny's an ice sculpture, ice skater. It's like a double ice theme going on here, which is pretty cool. She's also got a pile of presents right next to her. Overall, a very fun winter-esque figure that I think is just gonna look fantastic, either in box or out of box. The next redeemable we're going to talk about here, also limited to 1,900 pieces, your legendary Freddy Funko as Snowman. Now, it was actually brought to my knowledge very recently, yesterday, that this is actually the first diamond NFT redeemable, which I actually think is pretty cool, and it's extra special. Actually, you also get the bonus Proto Snowman next to Freddy. So right there, you've got some really interesting features that this figure offers that maybe some people will be going after just because you get the bonus Proto, or on the simple fact that it's shiny, and a lot of people really enjoy collecting the diamond variant figures. Next up, speaking of Proto, we have Proto as Santa. This legendary, also limited to 1,900 pieces. I think this one is fantastic because they managed to fit him in Santa's sleigh, but still keep it into a 4-inch style box. We've seen sometimes with Funko, you know, that Elmo on tricycle rings a bell, that Darth Maul on the speeder bike also comes to mind, where you have these characters sitting on a ride in this massive, unnecessary, oversized box. Like, you can fit the figure Funko in the regular 4-inch box, and that's what they've done exactly here with Proto as Santa. He looks super cute, definitely a must-have for my collection. But the one that is actually the least limited here, the Royalty, I think a lot of people are going to be going after this. This is Freddy Funko in the train engine. He is proudly waving along as he is leading the train set here. And this one is great because you actually don't need the rest of the train if you don't plan, or if you don't have the budget for the rest of it, or if you just simply don't want to, you know, chase the rest of the set here. You can display Freddy in the train engine here without the rest of the cars, and it'll still look pretty good on display, either in box or out of box. So overall, I'm really loving this set. Now, I am a huge Freddy, Franny, and Proto collector, so this obviously, you know, scratches my itch. I'm also a big Christmas fan, so you know, this is something that I would love to have on display all out of box, especially around this time of the year. Now, I understand some people you know, may not be into Christmas, so this set might not be for you, which is completely okay. Now, let's talk about the couple issues at hand here with the timing of this drop. Some people have said, why didn't Drop release this in April, March, you know, March-April timeframe of this year to have it arrive in hand around this time of the year for Christmas time, as we do know that this drop is due to land in hand on the secondary market for collectors in Q3 of next year. And I actually don't fault Drop for releasing this set now. I think releasing it now is the better decision, because if you had released it in March, April, when there's pretty much zero interest in Christmas, they would not have sold out the packs. All the packs, you know, some of them would have been burned. That would have been good for collectors, because then these piece count limited edition NFTs would be a lot lower than they would have if, you know, all the packs sell out. Yes, it would be great for the people who got these NFTs and then managed to get them in hand right around Christmas time. However, I just don't think that would be a smart move for Drop as a company who is looking to sell out as many packs as possible. Now, let's talk about if this drop will sell out. Like I mentioned with the Mythic, I think the Mythic is going to sell out in 3 to 5 minutes. And I do actually think that this drop will sell out in several hours, because even though a lot of people don't have money in their budgets, I think that this set scratches the itch of certain collectors who really haven't had the opportunity to collect a lot of what they like this year, especially in regards to Franny. I love Franny. I think she's great. I love how they've introduced another character in addition to Proto, but we did not see the kind of hype for Proto that we are seeing with Franny. And the fact that Funko only gave us a handful of Frannys this year, I think a lot of people are going to be going after this set simply to be Franny complete. I also think a lot of people are going to be going after this just to get the Freddy and the Train engine, and I also think a lot of people are just simply going to get this just to get the Mythic and then get out. They're no interest in getting anything else at this time, because they can really only swing getting the Mythic pack, and they don't want to have to end up paying more down the road, because if you look at the Freddy and Franny Mythic 2-pack, that's actually trending for around $300. So better to pay $130 now. I don't know if the Proto would reach $300 on the aftermarket, but then again, it's only 499 pieces. There's just simply not that many of them to begin with. So who's to say that a lot of people just don't go in, grab the Mythic because they really want to get it for their collection, and then not that many people sell it, or, you know, or try to sell it or look to sell that one. So that's going to drive the price up, because there's going to be not that much supply available. Now, if you're somebody who's in the boat of you don't have any room in your budget, which is no fault to your own. This season, like I mentioned, has been crazy with sales and discounts and deals and doorbusters. It's been insane. So if you're somebody who's sitting this drop out because you've exhausted your financial budget for collecting, if you're looking at this and you're wondering when is the best time to buy these on the secondary market, this is a very tricky situation, because these are seasonal items, meaning that these items peak interest at a certain point of the year. Obviously, these are going to peak interest around the November, December, January timeframe, when people are decorating and talking about and, celebrating Christmas. Now, these are due to arrive in hand Q3 2025. That could be as early as July next year or as late as October next year. Now, this is just an estimated ship date. This could change. Drop could push it up and surprise everybody, and these are getting delivered beginning of the summer, or they could push it back and these are now getting delivered in hand around November, December timeframe of next year, which I think would be the worst case scenario for a lot of collectors who are not buying any NFT packs today. If you are somebody who's not buying any NFT packs today but has interest in some of these redeemables, your best case scenario, in my opinion, is to buy about a month after these hit collectors' hands. So let's say they hit collectors' hands in August. Your best time to buy would be around September, maybe when people are gearing up for New York Comic Con and they want to sell something for a little bit less than what it's going for, give you a deal so they can get some quick cash for a big con. Post New York Comic Con, if people get these in hand around that time and we are on the uphill to Christmas and everything, we're gearing up for the holidays and everything, I could actually see these going up in value simply because of the seasonal hype, which would mean that it would be a bad time for you to go out and buy these. You're then going to have to wait till February, March of 2026 if you want to get a good deal on these. So that's just my time frame for having the awareness for when these are dropping and when these are arriving in hand. Now, I do think overall, like I mentioned, I think these are going to sell out. Overall rating score for me is a 9.5 out of 10. I think this set is very cool. It's very unique. Funko and Drop are actually giving us something that's never been done before. Even though they've given us 4 other trains where you can get all the cars and build them and make a really nice display. We have the original Disney train, the Nightmare Before Christmas train. There was also the Disney Villains train and the Disney 100 train. We have never gotten an all limited piece edition train where every single pop was an LE. I think that right there just makes this so special. I think this is gonna look great in box or out of box, so you're servicing both crowds of collectors right there. And I do think it's overall good timing, but it could have been much better timing had Drop released this earlier in the month here in December or pre Black Friday craziness. Now, how would they have known that everything going on with Black Friday was going to be as crazy as it was this season? They wouldn't have. But I really think waiting until 8 days before Christmas, when people are definitely going to be tight with their budgets and everything, I think was a poor decision. So I think it's good timing because you have to drop this around the Christmas and holiday season, but I think it could have been better timing earlier in the month, especially when, if you look back at some of the previous drops we've gotten since New York Comic Con, which I have noticed a lot of people have said, you know, why did we get so many drops? And to that, I definitely understand. Like, why did they have to drop Series 1 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia recently? The Batman 85th drop, completely understand there. Like, this is the 85th anniversary of Batman, so that was appropriate, but maybe you could have swapped out the Beetlejuice drop for this Festival of Fun Series 1 drop. I think that would have been more appropriate. You also have to remember we have another catalyst in play. If you wait to get these in hand from a reseller come this time next year, we're also going to be previewing and getting ready for Festival of Fun Series 2 should this drop do well. So I think with, you know, gearing up for that, that's also going to cause the price of the Series 1 redeemables here to go up in value. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you like this drop? What do you rate it out of 10? Will you be picking up any packs, or will you be sitting this one out? If you are sitting this one out, or if you're buying packs, let me know your reasons why in the comment section below if you're comfortable with sharing. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I'm very excited to see what happens this afternoon. Yeah, it's always exciting when a big NFT releases like this. So I'm gonna be trying to get a few packs. Don't have a lot of room in my budget, as you know, like I mentioned, but I definitely want to see if I can get a few here from the drop. So with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you guys very soon.